Well, hello there, my friends. Hello, welcome in back to the channel and into Once Upon a Turkey Leg. I am Dean the Turkey Legster, and it is my pleasure to be back with you on this very um, lovely Thursday night. It is February the 5th of 2026, and I'm so glad that you are here joining me for this stream. So I hope you all are having a great week. And I hope this stream will help make it a little better. I hope you're ready to settle down, relax, listen to a couple great stories. If you're enjoying this live, welcome in. Hello. And I will say hello to everyone in the live chat in just a minute. And if you're joining on the replay, or if you're watching this live but on Ninja, come back to the go to the chat and the comment section below, um, and leave me a comment and tell me, let me know that you were watching. All right, let me say hello. I've got friends here in the live chat. So let me say hello, Dave Stragan. Hello. Welcome in. Gloria Thibodeau, hello, welcome in. Manny Uncanny, hello, welcome in. Aurora Loves Disney, hello, welcome in. And Laura Jam 66, welcome in, Laura, and everyone. And so yeah. So tonight's stories, I don't have. Let me start with, I scheduled the stream to be kind of a Valentine's Day theme. Well, I don't have an actual like Valentine's Day background, so I just went with my classic Disney. And I have like one specifically Valentine's story that I will read next week. However, for tonight, I just picked a couple of favorite Disney classics um, that have some very memorable and magical love scenes, and that are very popular with fans. So I'll get going on that in just a minute. I'll give folks a chance to find the stream, and so hope you're having a great week. I was at Walt Disney World on Tuesday. I did my first ever afternoon stream from Disney's Animal Kingdom. I had a whole lot of fun with that. Had a great stroll around. If you missed that, you can go back on the channel to find that. Of course, Monday morning, I did my Rooster Mode Activated stream, having a whole lot of fun with that. If you missed it, it's Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a great time to wake up and start your day right, the best way. With me on Rooster Mode Activated Monday, coming up Monday at 8 a.m. All right. Well, here goes nothing, guys. This is why you're here. This is why I'm here. We're going to read some stories. So we're going to start with Disney's classic, Lady and the Tramp. So here we go. Lady and the Tramp. One snowy Christmas night on a quiet street, a man named Jim and his wife, Darling, gathered around their tree to exchange presents. Jim handed Darling a beautifully wrapped box. "Oh, Jim dear!" Darling exclaimed. As soon as Darling untied the ribbon, an adorable little Cocker Spaniel puppy pushed open the lid. She was so excited to see her new home. What a perfectly beautiful little lady, Darling cooed. Aw. That's how Lady got her name and came to live with Jim Dear and Darling. When Lady was 6 months old, she got her very own license on her collar. Lady couldn't wait to show it off to her friends, Trusty the Bloodhound and Jock the Scottish Terrier. They all admired her new collar. Oh. The next day, Trusty and Jock went to visit Lady, but they noticed that something was bothering her. Lady explained that Jim Dear and Darling were acting very strange. Jock knew exactly what was going on. They were getting ready to welcome a baby. Tramp, a stray dog, was strolling around the neighborhood, and he heard the news as he passed by. When a baby moves in, the dog moves out, Tramp warned Lady. Tina McNeil, hello, and hello, Chuck. Jason Thibodeau, hello. Michelle, welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Jock told Lady not to worry, but she still spent a lot of time thinking about what Tramp had said. The day finally came when Jim Dear and Darling added a new baby boy to their home. Lady loved the new baby so much that she promised to care for him the same way Jim Dear and Darling did. One day, Jim Dear and Darling packed their bags to go on a trip. We'll be back in a few days, Jim Dear told Lady, and Aunt Sarah will be here. Aunt Sarah arrived with her two Siamese cats to watch the house and take care of the baby. As soon as Jim Dear and Darling left, Aunt Sarah's cats attacked the family canary and goldfish. Lady tried to stop them, but the cats ran around the parlor, ruining the furniture and the curtains. When Aunt Sarah came to see what the noise was about, the cats pretended that Lady had made the mess. Oh dear. We are Siamese, if you please. We are Siamese, if you don't please. Aunt Sarah was very angry and took Lady to the pet store. I want a muzzle, Aunt Sarah demanded. A good strong muzzle. Lady was so upset by her new muzzle that she ran away. As Lady ran, she was chased through the streets by a pack of stray dogs. Lady was frightened, but Tramp came to save her. He bravely fought the dogs until they all ran away. Afterwards, Tramp led Lady to the zoo, where a beaver helped chew Lady's muzzle off. Next, Tramp took Lady to Tony's, the very place for a very special occasion, Tramp explained. When Tony, the owner, and his cook Joe saw that Tramp was not alone, they set a special table. Lady and Tramp ate the best spaghetti in town by candlelight, while Tony played the accordion and sang to them. like this. Oh, this is the night. It's a beautiful night, and we call it Belle Notte. Look at the skies. They have stars in their eyes on this lovely Belle Notte. Side by side with your loved one, you'll find enchantment here. The night will weave its magic spell when the one you love is near. Oh, this is the night, and the heavens are right on this lovely Belle Notte. The two dogs were having such a wonderful time that they didn't realize they were eating the same strand of spaghetti. Their faces got closer and closer together until they met with a kiss. After dinner, Lady and Tramp strolled through the night and fell asleep in the park under the stars. Here's dinner. In the morning, Lady wanted to go back home, but Tramp did not understand. There's a great big hunk of world down there with no fence around it, Tramp said, where two dogs can find adventure and excitement. But who will take care of the baby? Lady worried. Tramp began to walk her home, but he decided to have a little fun at a chicken coop first. The chickens made a lot of noise as Tramp showed off and ran through the coop. Lady and Tramp started to run away. When they heard the owner coming. But a dog catcher snatched Lady and took her to the pound. The street dogs at the pound saw Lady's license and began to tease her. Just as Lady became frightened, Aunt Sarah finally came to take her home. Once home, Aunt Sarah chained Lady outside instead of letting her back in the house. Welcome in, Jonathan Chung. Hope you're doing well, Jonathan. Happy Thursday. Jock and Trusty came to cheer her up, but then Tramp stopped by. Lady was still angry at Tramp for getting her in trouble. Just as Tramp started to walk away, Lady spotted a rat heading to the baby's room. She tried to run after it, but her chain held her back. Her chain held her back. So she barked for help. Tramp came back and asked, "What's wrong?" "A rat!" Lady cried. "In the baby's room." Tramp dashed into the house and chased the rat all around the nursery. Oh no! It's gonna get the rat. Magic Adventures, hello, Mike and Jen. Lady broke free of her chain and hurried to the nursery. There was Tramp licking his paw. He had finally defeated the rat. But Aunt Sarah was scared of Tramp and called the dog catcher. Jim Dear and Darling came home just in time to see Tramp get taken away. Lady showed them the rat, and they realized Tramp was protecting their baby. Trusty and Jock took off after the dog catcher's truck to save Tramp. They were able to overturn the truck and free Tramp. Woo! Soon it was Christmas time again. Jim Deer announced that they had very special visitors, Trusty and Jock. Lady and Tramp, along with their four adorable new puppies, were waiting for their friends inside. After Tramp rescued Jim Deer and Darling's baby, they had made him an official part of their family with his very own license. As Lady and Tramp watched the puppies play, they realized how lucky they were to have a warm home, a loving family, and wonderful friends. And that is the end of Lady and the Tramp. Our first story here on the stream tonight. Hope you all enjoyed that. Welcome into everyone who popped in during that story. Welcome in, everyone. Our first favorite Disney classic reading tonight. So I'm going to just take a sip of water. Really quickly. Bear with me. All right. So hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to move on to the second story here on this Valentine's edition, the first Valentine's edition for this year, and reading another Disney classic that everyone loves, a lot of people love. I'm going to move right on with it. Here we go. Disney's Cinderella. Here we go. One day, one day, Gus, Jacques, and the other mice who lived in Lady Tremaine's chateau gathered around their friend Cinderella as she pulled her mother's old dress out of a trunk. Isn't it lovely? Cinderella said. Well, maybe as it is a little old-fashioned, she added, but I can fix that. Earlier that day, the mice had watched as an invitation to a royal ball arrived. Ooh. Ever since Cinderella's father died, their stepmother, Lady Tremaine, or her stepmother, Lady Tremaine, had forced her to do all the housework. But her stepmother had promised that Cinderella could go to the ball if she finished her chores and found something presentable to wear. Her mother's old dress needed a few alterations, which wouldn't be difficult if Cinderella could find the time to do them. Oh, if. Anyway, on with the story. Cinderella! Her stepmother and stepsisters called. They were getting ready for the ball and wouldn't give Cinderella a moment's peace. Plus, she still had to do all of her chores. I guess my dress will just have to wait, she sighed sadly. After she left the attic, Jack said, No, what? Cinderella not go to the ball? The other mice looked at him, startled. Cinderella's bird friends, who were perched on the attic windowsill, twittered anxiously. Work, 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 Jacques explained with disgust. She'll never get her dress done. Cinderella's animal friends decided to surprise her by fixing the dress. After all, she had been caring for them for years. Just that day, she had rescued poor Gus from a mousetrap. Then she had given him a new shirt and fed him. Every day she made sure her mouse and bird friends got enough to eat. The mice and birds worked together to make Cinderella's dress the most beautiful at the ball. First, they measured the gown's skirt. Jock and Gus used his scissors to cut a long swatch of pink fabric. Flying through the air, the birds draped the fabric across the back of the dress. More birds hoisted the mice into the air so they could sew the fabric into place. Doug, welcome in, zippity doo Doug. Hello. Happy Thursday. Then the mice hefted sewing needles over their shoulders and stitched on pretty ruffles. The birds draped on shiny ribbons. As a finishing touch, Gus and Jacques found a sash and a string of beads that the stepsisters had thrown away. The birds and mice completed the dress just as the carriages arrived to take Lady Tremaine and her two daughters to the ball. Sure she wouldn't be able to attend, Cinderella sadly climbed the stairs to her attic room. But when she opened the door, her animal friends called out, Surprise! Hatbox Ghost, hello, welcome in. Hello, Jerry, welcome in. Oh, thank you so much, Cinderella exclaimed. The birds and mice were overjoyed to see their friend so happy. She was always working so hard. When Cinderella ran downstairs in her new dress, her stepsisters and stepmother were very surprised. They hadn't thought Cinderella would find anything to wear. We did make a bargain, didn't we, Cinderella? Her stepmother said. Suddenly suspicious, Jacques and Gus watched from a mouse hole in the wall. Those beads give it just the right touch. Don't you think, Drizella? Cinderella's stepmother asked. Why, you little thief! Cried Drizella. She lunged and ripped the beads off Cinderella's neck. Look, that's my sash! Anastasia piped up. The girls tore Cinderella's lovely dress to shreds, then flounced out the door to their carriage. Their hopes dashed. Her hopes dashed. Cinderella ran to the garden, crying, Welcome in, Chris, the Curtis family. Welcome in. Happy Thursday. Cinderella's animal friends gathered around her as she wept on a stone bench. They wished they could comfort her. Suddenly, Cinderella heard an unfamiliar voice say, There, there, dry your tears. It was Cinderella's fairy godmother. Waving her magic wand, the fairy godmother turned a pumpkin into a magnificent coach. Cinderella stared in amazement as the fairy godmother continued to work her magic. Bippity boppity boo! She cried. Soon 4 of the mice, including Gus and Jacques, had turned into white horses. Bruno the dog became the footman, and the stable horse became the coachman. Uh, Bippity boppity boo! Mandy Adams, hello, welcome in. Then the fairy godmother looked at Cinderella's torn dress. Good heavens, child, she exclaimed. You can't go in that. You can't go to the ball in that. She waved her wand once more, and suddenly Cinderella was wearing beautiful glass slippers and a blue ball gown that shimmered like diamonds. Even her hair was arranged elegantly. Elegantly. She gazed at her reflection in the fountain with disbelief. It's more than I ever hoped for, she declared, her eyes sparkling. The fairy godmother helped Cinderella climb into the coach. You must understand, my dear, on the stroke of 12, the spell will be broken. When she arrived at the ball, Cinderella felt as if she were in a dream. Everyone wondered who this mysterious girl was. The handsome prince bowed before her, and Cinderella felt her heart pounding. They danced together in the castle garden. Gazing into her eyes, the prince leaned down to kiss her just as the clock struck 12. When she heard the bell toll, Cinderella remembered the fairy godmother's warning. She raced down the grand staircase, accidentally leaving one of her dainty glass slippers behind. Oh my goodness. The next day, Cinderella went about her chores. Cinderella went about her chores. She daydreamed and hummed a waltz as she worked. Cinderella's mouse friends tried to warn her to be careful, but she was too busy thinking of the prince. Lady Tremaine overheard Cinderella and recognized the song from the ball. Oh, no. She realized that Cinderella was the girl from the ball who had danced with the prince all evening. The Grand Duke was searching for the prince's mysterious love by trying the glass slipper on every maiden in the kingdom, including Cinderella's stepsisters. The wicked stepmother locked Cinderella in her attic room. No, please, let me out, cried Cinderella. Oh no. Please let me out, please. We've got to get that key, Jacques told Gus. The 2 mice raced downstairs and quietly took the key out of the stepmother's pocket. Then they pushed and pulled it up the long staircase. With a last burst of energy, Cinderella's exhausted little friends were finally able to slip the key under her locked door. Oh, thank you, she cried. Cinderella hurried down the steps. The Grand Duke had arrived while she was locked in the attic. Of course, Cinderella's wicked stepsisters tried on the slipper with glee, but their feet did not fit. The Grand Duke once again found a lady whom the slipper did not belong to. All the maiden's feet were either too big or too small. Disappointed, he started to leave the house. Wait, please wait, Cinderella called to the Grand Duke. Tony O'Tower, hello, welcome in, happy Thursday. At the sound of Cinderella's voice, everyone looked up. The mice hugged each other hopefully. But Cinderella's stepmother was upset that her stepchild had escaped, and she tripped the Grand Duke with her walking stick. The slipper Cinderella had left behind at the ball shattered. Luckily, Cinderella still had the other slipper. She pulled it out of her pocket, then tried it on. Oh, Francisco, hello, welcome in. Happy Thursday. The slipper's perfect fit proved that Cinderella was the beautiful young woman who had won the prince's heart. The prince asked for Cinderella's hand in marriage, and the very next day they had their wedding at the palace. Da 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 da. And that's the end of Cinderella, our second story on the stream tonight. Welcome in again to everyone who's popped into the stream while I was reading that second story. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed those stories tonight. And that is going to be the stream for tonight. I hope you all had a great time listening to those stories. And I invite you to come back next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more great stories here on Once Upon a Turkey Leg. Coming up on the channel tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be live from Epcot, the Festival of the Arts. I'll be doing the Figment scavenger hunt. And so hopefully you'll join me for that fun little adventure around Epcot and the World Showcase. And so, yeah. So without further ado, that is it for tonight's stream. I hope you all have a gobble-tastic evening. And I'll see you next time on Once Upon a Turkey Leg. So until then, bye bye, everyone. Take care, and thank you very much.